What's going on, everybody? So here we are, just about 1 year later. A year ago, I tapped into my gas tank to supply fuel for the generator in the front of the van that powers my air conditioner. I got a lot of backlash on it, on the video that I did. Tapped into my gas tank, and a lot of people just put it down saying I was nuts, blah, blah, blah. So I did a 6-month update video, and now I'm gonna do a 12-month update video. But first, I'm gonna go to the storage unit to do this because it is freaking cold outside. I was gonna do it at a park, but yeah, it's just cold. So I'll see you guys at the storage unit. Ooh, bird! It doesn't look it, but man, it is cold out here. Ugh. Yeah, I gotta get back in the van, man. It's just too damn cold. Going back to Florida. All right, so here we are. 1 year update video. It still works. No leaks. That's it. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so here's what I did. A year ago, I tapped into my gas tank by drilling a hole and adding a little fuel line so I could have fuel for my generator. So the reason I did this is because I have an air conditioner inside the van, and I also have a microwave, toaster oven, and I needed the ability to charge my batteries. So when I drive the van, the batteries take a charge. I can hit a switch and it goes to exterior power, which is that box. So the reason I wanted to have fuel coming from my gas tank is because I wanted my the generator to run as long as I want. My air conditioner I have on there is a little portable air conditioner. It's like a 10,000 BTU deal. And you need 110 power. You can't run that off the batteries. You're just gonna kill the batteries all night. So I run it off the generator, and that generator has about a gallon-ish tank on it, which will run about 6 hours. So sometimes I sleep more than 6 hours, and what are you gonna do? Go outside and refill the generator at 6 in the morning, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning? No. So that's why I wanted to have an extended run time on my gas tank. So let me show you how it works. So on the front of the van, I've got this box and a 2,000 watt generator. So here's the system that I built, or that I put together. This line here runs all the way to the gas tank. This is a prime bulb that I use to prime it. And when the gas tank is full, for the most part, the fuel is already here using gravity. And the fuel pump on this generator is what pulls the fuel up and back into the tank. So for the most part, this thing remains full. So this is the same connections for outboard motors. That's how I got the idea. And this part and this part, these are two separate pieces I got on Amazon. They were like 15 bucks or something. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this to show you. Wow, look at that. That is full. I actually should probably run it and let it. Anyways, this thing always stays full for the most part. It rarely ever goes down, and I never, ever, ever, ever have to fill it, which is great. So I think with a full tank of gas in the van, after doing the math, I figured out I get about a 200 hour or about 200 hour runtime on this generator running the air conditioner. So I'm gonna go underneath here and show you where I tapped in and how I did it. Also, so when I actually tapped into it, I didn't get any footage of it, of course, but I did take some Snapchats, kind of like I did on the video with the when I built the van. So just a couple little Snapchats. I will cut that to show you guys exactly what I did. And what I did is I drilled a hole into the tank. Well, what I did first was I drove the van where it was practically on E, and then I took a jack and I jacked up the driver's side of the van so that way any remaining fuel that was there would be on the one side, even though it was practically on E and I was drilling about 1 inch or 2 inches above the floor of the tank. So I just wanted to be cautious. So let me get under there and I'll show you what I did. So right there is the part that it's super dirty because I just came back from Oklahoma, but that is where I tapped into that little red knob right there. That's a kill switch. I could actually turn that and it won't take fuel anymore. So I'll show you the piece that I put in there. It's basically just drill a hole and it kind of screws in, and that's the line which runs all the way to the front. Okay, so check out these Snapchats real quick. This is when I first did this project. I am adding a point to my gas tank. I literally drilled a hole in my gas tank and added this. It's threaded. And we're going to put some gas sealant around it. And then there's a tube that's going to go to the front to fuel the generator.
Allow ample drying time to allow solvent to completely evaporate.
Now it's threaded.
Assemble.
I know those Snapchats don't show too much, but I had them. I was going through my Snapchats and I saw that. I'm like, man, I could throw that in the 12-month update video. Anyways, the sealant that I used, here's what I did. So I used gasket dressing and sealant, fuel resistant. So basically, I used it kind of like a thread lock on that little part, the part that was threaded. That's the part that, so I drill a hole, the right size. If you go too big, you're kind of screwed. So it's better to go smaller, and because you could always make it bigger, you can't go smaller with the hole. But I screwed it in, right, to make it where it was nice and tight and it was basically threaded. Then I use this as like a thread lock. So I put this stuff around the threads as much as I can when I put it in permanently. That way, because if it's going to leak, it's going to leak around into the threads and out, right? Well, that's what this stuff does. This alone sealed the hell out of it. If you saw it, you know what I mean. That alone did it. What I did on top of that, I don't know why I'm walking away, because it's over here. So once I had it in there permanently, around it, I added plastic bonder. That way, that part, so not only was it screwed in, but now it was plastic bonded to the tank itself. So it was just like an additional layer of sealing it. And it looks like crap right now, what you just saw. That's just because it's dirty. But here I am about 12 months later. Actually, technically, I am 11 months and 26 days or something. I'm a year later. And I still have no leaks. That generator still stays, for the most part, topped off. Sometimes when I take it off, it's a little bit lower. Most of the time, it's topped off. And that's just because as that fuel goes down, it's creating a vacuum, pulling it back. It's not going anywhere, really. So it just continuously feeds fuel to the generator, which I've gone through all last summer and most of the summer before that. Yeah, this past summer and most of the summer before that, because that's when I officially did this little project. And it has been a blessing. Let me tell you, if you are into van life, you know what it's like sleeping in a van without air conditioning. And I'm telling you, I don't care what anybody says. I've said this like several times in other videos, and I'll say it again. when it is 90 degrees and humid out. I don't care how many fans or max fans you have on your van, it sucks, okay? Without some type of air conditioning source, it sucks. And I've had it where it was like 90 degrees in the van overnight. I'm sorry, 90 degrees outside overnight, and it was like 62, 63 degrees in the van with my air conditioner that is going to continuously stay on all night long. I did this about a year ago, and it's worked flawlessly ever since. So yeah, that's basically what I did and how I did it. So when I did the first video, tapped into my gas tank, I had a lot of people message me online saying that I'm crazy for doing this, and I get it. Drilling into your gas tank does not seem that's scary. Yeah, anybody, I'm like, wait, what? Drilling into your gas tank? However, if you're going to do something like this, when it involves gas, I would recommend, don't just listen to me and watch my videos. Do research beyond research beyond research before you just go drilling holes, because you want to make sure that you do this right. I mean, here I am a year, and it's been working great so far. So research, what I originally wanted to do, there was a line, so like when you put in your gas, there was a line that went down into the gas tank, and I thought that line was just filling it, you know, which it is, but it doesn't work like I thought. What I wanted to do was cut it, take a chunk out, and then add something in between the two where I could tap into that somehow. I don't know, that never would have worked. But I bought the part, I did all sorts of research, and you know, again, do your research before doing any crazy thing like this so you don't screw anything up. So anyways, yeah, that's that. What else to talk about? Well, I do have a little project in the van. Check this out. Here's a good little thing if you're doing van life or looking to do van life. I have on my microwave, right? Let me show you how I mounted it, and then you'll see what I mean. So there's my microwave and there's my toaster oven. What I did to mount those there is I got those little L brackets. Oh, hey Jax. I got those little L brackets from Menards. You'll see them. There's different sizes. And all I did was undo a screw that was on the side of the side panel of the microwave. And I just put the L bracket little deal in between them, put the screw back in, and then I was able to take a screw going straight down into the wood. So what happened is, over time, with the van shaking, the screw that went down into the wood is starting to unscrew. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to take the toaster oven out to tighten those back up. But what I'm going to do is a little trick. I'm going to add some thread lock in there. Now I know thread lock is mainly for bolts, but all thread lock is a little liquid that when it dries, it turns into like a little plastic material, keeping it from undoing. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off and add some thread lock into the little onto the screw to keep this from happening again. Good to have just a little cheapo little electric screwdriver deal in the van. Another little van life pro tip. So these are the little brackets I was talking about, and yeah, I'm sorry, I lied. All I did was take a real short screw and screwed it into the microwave itself. I took this apart to make sure that it wasn't going to hit anything in there. But if you notice, these screws going down, they're real short. They don't even come through. So over time, they have just kind of undid themselves a little bit. So I'm gonna pull them out, add a little thread lock in there, and then put them back in. This is the stuff I'm using. It was like $6 at Home Depot. Make sure you get the red stuff. That stuff is a little more heavy duty. That's literally it. It's that simple. Now, again, this is meant for like bolts and stuff, but what I did is I filled it up. So there's like a little hole in there, right, that the screw went in. So I basically just put a little bit in that first, let it fill, and then just put a little bit on the threads of the screw, and I just put it in. Once that dries, that's gonna turn into like a hard plastic. So in theory, the vibration of driving all the time, it won't pull it out. So I mean, this is good stuff. A lot of the stuff in the van is self-tappers screwed into like the brackets for this shelf is a self-tapper. That's all it is. And over time, things loosen up. On the door, I have a door handle. I'll show you. I'm actually probably going to do this too. I mounted this door handle here, and look at that one came out. But some of these, look at that's loose. I can move that with my hand. So what you want to do is pull some of these out. Once I got to get the right tool, but pull this out a little bit, right? Add a little bit of this thread locker on the thread itself, right towards, right there a little bit, and then slowly tighten it just a good snug. Because with these self-tappers, they like to loosen up over time. Anyways, I think that's going to conclude today's video. So thanks for watching. I appreciate every second you guys put into watching my videos. So like, share, subscribe, keep it simple, and keep it real. I'll catch you guys on the next one. What? What do you want? Jax! Come here. What is it? What, do you want to go outside? What do you want? God, he won't leave me alone. What do you want, Jax?